What's up, everybody? Jason from Straight Edge Knives. Hey, got another review for you today, and it is on a fixed blade. And this one is actually more of a prototype, somewhat production, right? Run? I don't know. Let's get into this, guys. Let's figure this out. So, guys, what I have here is the V44c from Ankura Knife Company, designed by Reese from Well Regulated. So if you guys don't know who Reese is, Reese from Well Regulated, he's the designer of the V44X, that Work Tough gear mix. So let's get this bad boy out. Boom. So you can see this is the V44X, big old giant boy, and this is supposed to be the little pocket version. Pretty much that's what it's coming down to. It's just a smaller version of his Bowie kind of design, and he had Ankura knife make this. He actually did like a real small run. I think there was somewhere like 6 to 8 of these made to kind of test them out and see how they would feel and everything. And I was lucky enough, I was able to purchase one of these. One, I bought it because I love this thing. This thing is awesome, and Reese is a good dude, designs some really cool blades. And Ankura Knife Company, it's awesome to get some of their work, so that's very cool as well. But guys, this thing is pretty slick. Check this thing out. The handle scales were made by Lucas Carroll. Very well done. Loving this thing. But before we get any deeper into this video, guys, I want to give a quick shout out to Wicked Industries, the makers of Wicked Wax and Wicked Clean. Guys, they make the products that I use to keep my knives up to par, basically in tip-top shape. Every time I do my video reviews, they always wind up kind of dirty, gunky. I utilize the Wicked Clean to clean them, the Wicked Wax to wax them up, keep them from rusting or anything like that. Especially if I keep them stored in the leather sheaths. If there's any type of humidity or dampness, you run the risk of, on high carbon steels, getting rust, right? So that's why I use Wicked Clean and Wicked Wax, guys. Helps keep my stuff nice and clean. And after I'm done doing all my knife reviews, I take a shower. I'm getting ready to go to bed. My hands are all dry and cracked. I'll utilize Wicked Rescue to help moisturize them, help them heal up. And that way I'm back in it the next day making more reviews for you guys. So, guys, if you're interested in picking any of this stuff up, it is now being carried at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. So I will try to leave a link in the description below for Smoky Mountain Knife Works as well. So you guys can go pick some of this stuff up. Thank you, Wicked Industries. I greatly appreciate you guys sponsoring the channel. And now let's get back to our review. So this is the V44C. Again, this is supposed to be the Pocket Bowie style. It didn't come with this lanyard. I picked this up at Blade Show, and I was like, this will go cool in the knife, right? Cool little skull right there. But guys, I love the shape and feel of this thing. Like, I pick it up and I hold it in my hand. It just fills my hand nicely. I feel like I got a nice stout little blade. Like, I can put some work in with this, but it's still small enough that it's kind of unassuming in a weird sort of way. Got a really nice fullers on both sides. You guys can see that on both sides there. This one was made in AEBL steel, so it's a really good steel. These handle scales that Lucas Carroll made are really awesome. Check those out. Sorry, guys, the little lanyard bead keeps hitting the table if you keep hearing that little clicking noise. But very cool. He kind of did this really cool kind of segmented type of scales. Very intricate, and I'm sure it probably took him a long time to really get these kind of dialed in. But man, it really gave these handle scales a nice look. And I'm going to leave a link for Lucas Carroll in the description below. He makes a lot of handle scales for a lot of different knives. So if you guys are interested in picking some of those up, you can go check that out for sure. But I'm really digging this knife. I think Ankura did a pretty good job with this. Talking to Reese, there was some little things here and there that he said he would have liked to have seen a little different. Like, he would have liked to have seen this grind right here come up higher and things like that. And it's kind of hard when you're doing a initial kind of prototype run. That's why you do prototype runs. You kind of find, like, okay, I want this now. I want this. You make those adjustments. So hopefully the next run or two of these that come out, those adjustments will be made. But I like this knife just the way it is. I'm like, I'm cool with it, man. This thing is wicked sharp, and it's got a nice stoutness to it. I really liked how on the top here they kind of swedged it, but as you get up to the tip, it flares back out, so it definitely gives it a more of a reinforced tip, guys, which is really nice. I like that because one thing you don't want to do is break your tip off, right? So this one came with a pretty nice leather sheath. It fits in there nicely, slides right in, holds it in place and everything. I would like the belt loop to be a little bit higher. I like a little bit more of a drop on my sheaths, but it's okay because I could always have somebody make me another one. But it's kind of hard to like. I can't really even give you specs, guys, because this is kind of like a prototype, so there's not really like a spec sheet for them. But I did bring out the old trusty tape measure. I don't know how to read it, but we're going to give it a try anyway. So let's go from tip to the end of the handle. We're looking at about 8 3/4 inch in length. From the tip to the top of the handle scales, you got 4 inches, it looks like. So we got a 4-inch blade. Very nice. Cutting edge. Let's see how you measure the cutting edge. You pretty much got about a 3 3/4 cutting edge, roughly. I could be a little off on that, guys. Don't quote me on that. I'm kind of eyeballing this. Handle scales from the top of the guard, from the tip of the guard, down to the bottom of the handle scale. You're looking at about 4.5 inches. From the tip of the guard, right here to right here, this tip, we'll measure that. So we're going to measure from here to here. So it gives you kind of that inner grip. Let's look at this. Right there, right there. You're looking at right about 4 inches, maybe just a hair less, but it feels good. Like, I mean, that's about 4 inches, guys. So I mean, it feels. My measuring is not the best. So coming in really nice. At its widest point here, at the top of the handle scales, you're looking at just under an inch. You're looking at about 3/4 of an inch wide up here at the top. Let's see. Can't tell how thick that stock is, but it's beefy. But I know it's kind of weird, guys. My specs here are a little off. Again, this is kind of more of a prototype run. So, and I'm not really good at measuring stuff. So, but I can tell you this feels good. And I put this in Tommaso Loss from Tactical Tavern's hands while we were at Blade Show, and he got a hold of it, and he started doing a lot of really cool flipping stuff with it and spinning it around. And I was like, bro, you're the expert at that stuff. If you say it's balanced, I believe you. But I do feel like it's balanced, because I feel like this balance point comes in nicely right about here at the top of the handle there. You guys can see that? So it does have a nice balance to it. There's a good heft to this blade, but it's not overly heavy. But what do we want to see? We want to see the blade tested out, right? And so we're going to get over there to the testing area, and we're going to test out this V44c prototype. And we're going to see what kind of work we can put in with this thing. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, we're back over at the testing area. Let me get you guys a nice look at this again. Kind of a little bit more light. It was pretty shaded over there, but I'm shaded here too. But that's a good thing, guys, because it's like 100 freaking degrees today. And when it gets this hot, if my camera ain't in the shade, it'll overheat. But, guys, let's get to the testing, right? So this does have a very nice 90-degree spine on the back here. This little section right here. So come in here, you had to throw some sparks. Look at that. Woo! Easily throw some sparks to this thing if you needed to make a fire. You can absolutely do that, not a problem. Now, if you had to come in and cut some jean material off, or some clothing, right? Let's say you had to cut some clothing off of somebody during an accident, something, or you just need to make you some jorts for your hike. You come in here. Yeah. Cut through these pants nicely. Just cut that little piece off. There we go. Quick little cuts. Look at that. Stab in here. Bam. Cut through pants. Absolutely. Cut through some jeans. Let's say you wanted to stab through some jean material, right? You had to get through to some meaty parts of a zombie. So you double up some of this. Got this kind of all doubled up. Absolutely pierces right through the jean material without any issues. So nicely done. Now, speaking of penetration, let's get to the old catalog here. About due for a new one, guys. This one's getting a little beat up, but we come in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Tips right there. So you got about halfway through the catalog, as you can see there. Not a problem. This tip it's pretty acute, but it is a little bit on the thicker side there, which is good because you don't have to worry about it breaking or anything like that. But it does, as this as the tip widens out, I couldn't say that, it will kind of slow down its progress into the book. Yeah, so I got about a quarter way through that time. So definitely get some penetration in there without a problem. And with this guard right here, it actually feels nice that I'm not worried about my hand slipping up onto the blade. There is a version of this that doesn't have the guard as well. So that's something to keep in mind. There's a couple of different versions of this out there. Oops, that paper's already torn. All these catalogs are all stabbed up, guys. Look at that. Nice cuts there. This isn't really a super heavy knife, and it's not really meant to be like a chopper. But let's see if we can get a little chop on here and see what we can do. Plus, I'm missing most of my corners on this catalog now. Oh, missed. Oh, there we go. Not bad. It'd be a lot better if I actually had a corner to cut. So again, I need to get a new catalog. Sorry about that. But still got a nice sharp edge. Let's get over here to this fire hose, guys. You guys know all about the fire hose. You've been watching my channel. You know that this stuff is tough, rough, made to go through cars, broken glass, twisted metal, fire. It's meant to go through some really bad stuff, guys. Plus, this is used fire hose, so it's been through a lot of dirt and grime. So it's got a lot of that stuff impregnated into the fabric. It's 2 layers of canvas with a layer of rubber glued into the middle. So let's see if we can cut a piece of this off. There we go. Yeah, cut through. There we go. Not bad, not bad. A little bit of a thicker edge, so it's got a little bit of a, got to kind of saw through it a little bit, but not bad. Not a bad cut at all. That's still pretty sharp. Now let's get our little stab test on here. So we got this layer. So we got 2 layers plus these layers. Let's stab through here. Oh, kind of missed a little bit on that one. Right, the tip is right there. Tip is right there. So definitely come in and stab through these. Not a problem. You want to come in and do a little chop. Pretty good little chop there. Bam. Cut that piece out. Cut that pretty good. Again, not necessarily designed to be a chopper, but you can do some light chopping with it. It's meant to be, this was, talking to Reese over at Well Regulated, what he really wanted this to be was like a pocket Bowie, a real slicey Bowie. Again, with this grind not coming up quite as high, it puts a little bit more thickness behind the edge, so it makes it a little bit more of a robust pocket Bowie than a super slicey one. But it's still going to come in here and you're still going to be able to cut your rope and do all that stuff. Not a problem. Come in here, had to do a quick little chop in half, chop those pieces right in half, not a problem. So dealing with that rope, easy. Got this thicker kind of cotton-filled synthetic rope. I'm not even sure what you call this stuff. Come in there, do some nice slices, cut that stuff down, just like that. Had to chop a piece in half, chop it in half, not a problem. So obviously it'll handle that stuff too. If you have your sissy rope that has this big old thick, massive stuff, had to come in and cut a piece of this off. Come in here, saw back and forth. Bam. Cut some off. There you go. Use that to make your fire. Let's see what kind of chop we can get on this. Again, I'm gonna choke back a little bit and we're, oh, look at that, that was pretty good. Pretty good, clean little cut there. Not bad at all. So, kind of some of your basic rope cutting stuff. Absolutely, you're gonna be able to handle that. We got the, there's water in that. We got the old, is this the air compressor? Oh, this is the pressure washer hose. You had to come in and chop a piece of that off. There it goes flying over there. There it goes flying. There it goes flying. You can come in here and definitely do some chopping. Cut some of this stuff off. Just cut a piece off. It fell. Cut another one off. And that one fell. So you guys see, come in, cut rubber hose. Absolutely. You had to come in. Got some extension cord here. Do a little chop pieces off of that. Absolutely can do that as well. So let's say you had to, this thing's all tangled up in here, guys. Let's say you had to come in and cut some, do a nice like slice through, right? There we go. Got most of the way through. Man, this thing is tangled up. I don't like it. Makes it a little bit. Well, I like to do this. I like to come in like this. It goes like the reverse. Bam. There you go. Cut through. Because sometimes cutting out like this, what I seems to happen is it seems to, a lot of knives, not just this one or any other knife, I'll get it where it'll slide out on me, like as I'm trying to cut through. There we go. So definitely slice through. Got two pieces here. Chop them both off. So you can definitely get some chops going if you needed to cut that cord quick in a hurry. Still got a nice edge to it. Show you guys here. No chipping or rolling. So now let's get to the wood stuff, right? So let's say you're out, like again, you're out camping. You know you can cut your rope and stuff like that and get your fire going, things like that. But now we gotta get some wood, right? We gotta get some fire curls going. I'm trying to find a good little stick here that'll I can use to make some fire curls. Stuff's all kind of ate up. So again, if you come in here, look at that. Those are pretty nice. Actually, I'm doing pretty, again, you guys watch my video a lot, or, you know, you guys know that usually I'm not very good at doing these, but look at that. Nicely done. I'm actually really happy with those. Some of my better ones I think I've made, but you guys know that I like to stick the wood into a stump and work it this way. I feel like I got a little bit more control over the wood and I can make better curls this way, but I might prove myself wrong this time. But good, look at that. So definitely come in, make some nice curls. I can break those off, save them. We can make our fire. Let's say you had to come in, you, I don't know, chop this off a little bit. Had to do some light chopping. Yeah, he did some really good light chopping with this. It's nice is being able to choke back and utilize this little dip right here. Makes me, you know, gives me the ability to whip chop a little bit. And having this lanyard on here actually kind of gives me a little bit of something to hold on to as well. So that's really nice. I like that. So yeah, you can absolutely come in there, make some fire curls, do a little bit of light chopping. Like I said, you got to make your tent stake, right? Speaking of tent stakes, let's make one of those. So we got this piece right here. It's a little bit of a thicker stick, right? So I wouldn't sit here and necessarily waste my time trying to hog the material off this way. Although you could do it that way if you like. I prefer to just come in here, again, do those light chops. Get it down just about to where I need it. And then I'll come in and clean it up and make it the ultimate Vlad the Impaler Dracula stick, right? Because you never know, you know, you're out there in those crazy ass backwoods and we don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff out in the woods and the stuff we don't know about nowadays or forgot about in history. There could be some vampires out there. We don't know. So you might need to make a stake. More than likely you're making a tent stake, guys. Come on. But it's fun, right? It's fun to well, I don't know if it's fun to imagine that there's vampires out there. That would be scary as shit. But pardon my language. But you can come in here, get this cleaned up, get it down to a nice little spike for you to be able to hammer it in, put your tent stake in. But of course, you're going to need a notch to be able to wrap your paracord or rope around or cordage that you make. so that way it doesn't slip off. So I like to come in here, and I'm really liking, even though this has a 90-degree spine on it, it's not eating into my thumb as I rest it onto the back here. So I can come in here, get down low on this, have a lot of control. Sit here and just work the knife in. Like to get in here, kind of just get it about a quarter of the way into the stick, maybe halfway. Just slowly carve it in like so. And then I'll come over the top to where it stopped at, and then just kind of cut those pieces off. Rock the knife back and forth a little bit. And then bam, now you got a notch, and you can tie your paracord around here, stick this in the ground. Your tent ain't going nowhere. Pull it out and you can go, got you, vampire. So easily take care of your vampires. Now, you might have to break some wood down. You know, you get out there and you got some giant pieces of wood or bigger pieces of wood. You don't have anything smaller that you can, you know, you got to get to that dry wood that's in the middle. Like these logs have been sitting out in the rain, right? So you got to get to something dry in the middle. So you might have to do some light batoning with this. And guys, with this knife, I'm not really worried about doing some batoning with it. It's thick enough and it's got a stout enough edge that I feel like it's going to be completely fine doing some light batoning with it. Get that piece off. Look at that, already just even put it on there and it already started taking pieces off. So you can come in here. There we go. Oh, might have to go this way, guys. So we're even going kind of across the grain on this. Now again, you're not going to want to go with something very much bigger than this because you do only have like a 4-inch blade. If you go something huge like this, you're definitely going to have a hard time because you're not going to be able to hit the end of the blade to get it to go through. But bam, right through there, not a problem. This is seasoned almond wood, guys. This stuff is tough, it's hard. It makes a really good campfire. Makes good barbecue wood too. But come in here, break that stuff down. Now you got some smaller pieces. You're into the dry wood. Again, you can stick your knife in here. Now that you got to that dry wood, you can make some fire curls, fire sticks, whatever you need them, whatever you want to call them. Shave you off some nice dry pieces. Like so. Got them right here, so I'm going to tear those off. I'm going to put those in a little pile right here. Got all these little wood shavings and stuff like this. We're going to pile all that up into a nice little pile. Nice little pile, just like we're sweeping the floor at home. So we get that right there. I'm going to stick this right here. And we're going to go like this. Ooh, almost. Oh, there we go. Oh. Ah, we have fire. Kinda. It's like it wants to light, but it's not lighting. Don't have enough of the, put a little bit of that right there. Now watch this, guys. There we go. Just about. Oh, that one caught on. Well, I'm being made to look like a fool, fellas. There we go. There you go. Get a fire going. Whew, better put that out. We'll smother it. So, Really, I wanted to show off that 90-degree spine more than anything on that. Put that in the dirt, rub it out. So if you had to come in there, again, make your shavings and stuff like that, you could. Another thing you could do with that 90-degree spine is you come in here, you can make some really good fine kind of dust, like wood dust, by doing this, scraping it back and forth. And it builds up like a nice little like wood dust kind of materials that fall. And that stuff works pretty good for making a fire as well. So you can utilize this V44c to get a fire going. Yeah, absolutely you can. I wish I would have been a little bit quicker with that, but you know, hey, that's the truth of the matter is sometimes when you're out in the woods, you don't have perfect materials, you don't have the perfect pile, and it might take you a minute to get your fire going. That's just the truth of the matter. So, you know, take that for what you will. Now, let's say, again, we're gonna do a little bit of chopping with this. Not necessarily meant to be a big chopper, but this is a thicker piece of almond wood. Pretty good piece here. You had to come in here, again, do some light chopping. Definitely chop some pieces off. Not bad. Get that down to a tent stake if you needed to. Where did my tent stake go? Oh, so here's a tent stake. Let's say you had to break this down. You had to make 2 tent stakes with it. So we're gonna come in here, get some good little chops going here. Trying to chop away from myself. That way if I accidentally miss or slip, I don't get myself. Bam, there you go. Not bad. There's no chipping or damage to that tip, or not tip, but that edge. Nicely done. So now we're going to do our little stab test, guys, into the old wood here. Flip it around over here. Going to test out that tip and see definitely how strong it is. That was 10 hits in there. And there's nothing. Tip is nice and straight. Show you guys the 10 stabs there. Now we're going to stab in. We're definitely going to put some pressure on that tip and edge. Spin this around. Yeah, getting there. Make sure that this tip is strong, because you don't want it to, you know, like I said, you got to go in and pierce something. You want to make sure that the tip's going to hold up. Yep, perfectly good. Nice, strong tip. No chip, no damage, no edge rolling. Still sharp and still ready to, you know, still ready to get a good stab in on something. So, very nice. So, guys, I really like this knife, guys. This V44c, it's cool. It's got a look to it that I love. All right, it's a smaller clip point Bowie. I love that. I want you guys to keep in mind that this is a prototype, essentially a working prototype. There's another run of these from Ankura. There could be some changes made to it, like a higher grind, things like that. But you know, there's a good chance that you might see a production run of these as well. So it's a cool blade. It's nice, guys. I like it a lot. I mean, this is just a great overall size blade to carry on your belt, because you can get a lot of stuff done with this knife. You can, you know, do some woodworking stuff. You can do some EDC stuff with it. It's also big enough that you can take care of some zombies if you need to. You know, it's gonna, and it's a robust enough knife, a robust enough knife that you can put a little bit of harder work into it, and it's gonna hold up pretty good, pretty damn good too. Really loving it, man. I love these handle scales. I think Ankura did a really good job with this being the first run of these. Definitely go check out Ankura. I'm going to leave a link below for his for Ankura Knife Company as well as for Reese from Well Regulated. I'm having a hard time talking to today, guys. Reese from Well Regulated as well. I will leave a link to his Instagram and stuff like that, so you guys can check out all the stuff he's doing with his V44Cs. And guys, these are cool. Keep an eye out for Ankura Well Regulated. Look for possibly another drop of these so you can pick one up. Oh man, I just like this thing. Ooh, I do. I really, when I seen these, I told them, hey, put me down for one. I want one, and I bought this thing, and I am not disappointed that I did, man, because I just really love it. Ever since I got back from Blade Show, I've actually been carrying it quite a bit on me because I just love it. I just like the way it feels. I like the way it looks. It just has this look to it. I love it. I don't know. Hard to explain, guys, but I dig the shit out of it. I can tell you that much. But again, guys, keep an eye out on those social media pages. If they do another run of these, make sure you pick one up. I think it's cool as hell. And if there is a production run of it, I'll be buying one of those as well. It's just pretty awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Wicked Industries, for sponsoring the video as well. I greatly appreciate that. You guys all have yourselves a great day. Stay safe. Stay sharp. This is the V44C. We're out of here. Love you guys.